Welcome to Baltimore, Maryland. My name is Reginald Moore. I'm the Executive Director for Baltimore City Recreation and Parks. And as you can see, I'm extremely excited to be standing on this stage as we get ready to reopen the Catherine ABC Park. And some of you may have been here before when we did the groundbreaking, and you will remember it was a dreary, cold day. A lot of the playground structures was old. We had a field house that needed rehab or demoing, and a brand new field house. There was many other things, but it's amazing when you dream big for a community. Including, we have dreamed big for our community here in Baltimore and Southwest Baltimore. And it's with partnerships like our National Recreation and Parks Association. It's the commitment from our current mayor to continue to improve our community. It's commitment from our council president. We have other elected officials, state officials, federal officials is here. And that means a lot to us here in Baltimore when we can see our federal delegation send representatives to be a part of such a beautiful day like today. So I'm so excited. I could be here all day, I could be talking, but I don't want to take away from the most important piece, which is the kids that's playing behind me, because I want them to enjoy this day, this park for many days to come. So at this point in time, I would like for you to help me in welcoming to the stage the mayor of Baltimore City, Mayor Young.
Thank you, Reggie. Let's give him a hand. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge the Council President Scott, Councilman John Bullock, our Director Reginald Moore, Christine Stratton, the CEO of the National Recreation and Park Association, and her staff. Harry Spikes, representative from Congressman Cummings' office. Where you at, Harry? Okay. Michelle Johnson, representative from Senator Van Hollen. Okay. And we have Derwin Hanna and friends of ABC Park. I'll be remiss if I didn't say hello to the esteemed pastor, Franklin Lance, that's sitting here with us also. And also I want to thank the members of the Carlton Ridge and Mill Hill Community Association. And I don't like scripts, okay? So here you go. Oh, former Councilwoman Spector, I'm so sorry. Raise your hand. First of all, I just want to thank the National Recreation and Park Association for partnering with Recs and Parks to have this wonderful, wonderful play area for our young people. Came here and they was on the swings. I don't know what this is, some kind of jumping ball. They was coming down on the sliding board, exercise equipment, basketball. I mean, this is what we owe our young people. And National Recreation and Park Association did something similar over at Ambrose Kennedy Park, which is now Henry Lax Park. And we want to thank them for their continued commitment. But this is all about our young people, having a safe place where they can come and get exercise and have fun. So again, thank the community, thank everybody that's here. Most importantly, to our young people, this is all for you. Thank you. At this time, I'm gonna bring up the council president. Was he next? Was he next? Okay. I know sometimes we bow down to the Congress people, but he's not here. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good afternoon, everybody. The Ravens are losing 7-6 the last time I checked, just to make sure everybody knew. Come on, Tony, with the bad news. So I just want to say thank you to the mayor, thank you, Director Moore, thank you to the National Association of Rec and Parks for believing in this park, believing in this neighborhood in Southwest Baltimore. We know that this is not only what our children deserve, but what we're going to bring to them. So thank you to all the partners that helped make this happen. I want to recognize my colleague, Councilman John Bullock. This is what we have to provide throughout Baltimore City, building these structures, and then also, Mr. Director, coming back, making sure that we're programming them so our young people have structured programming in order to escape some of the ills in our city, but also to remain focused on becoming better young people. So I just wanted to stop by and say thank you. Mr. Director, I went deep into my closet and dug out my Rec and Parks polo from when I was an employee of Recreation and Parks to show how much I believe in the agency. Rec and Parks is our best agency, and we will continue to invest in our Rec and Parks department so that we can show the world that Baltimore has the best Recreation and Parks department. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Council President. And now, if we can have a few words from Harry Spikes, who's here on behalf of Congressman Cummings.
Reginald, thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Harry Spikes. I'm the District Director for Congressman Elijah Cummings' office. The Congressman could not be here today, but I bring you greetings. Of course, this is in his district. I also say it's very important, and also I'm very happy to be in the presence of the Mayor. Mayor Young, thank you for your leadership and your authenticity. John, thank you as well, good friend, and also Brandon. I'm gonna be very brief. Parks mean a whole lot to me. I remember as a young man, my father would take my brothers and I to the parks, and we learned a lot about ourselves. But the one lesson that I learned that was very important to me is that if you build people first, it's easy to build things. And there may be some kid here in this neighborhood who doesn't have the opportunity or have the ability to be able to interact with kids. Because this park exists, now they may have new friendships that cultivate into real good friendships. There may be someone here who wants to be in the park who probably last month heard from a doctor that they have high blood pressure. So they may want to play basketball to get the high blood pressure down. And because this park existed, now they don't have high blood pressure. They can be at that graduation, or they could be at that wedding for one of their friends. So I'm a real believer in that. I really want to thank Reginald. Reginald and I met about 2.5 years ago, and he shared with me how much he really wanted to build Baltimore and help in the way of parks. And I see that a lot of what he's doing is coming to light, and that means a lot to me. Because as you all know, we all are tired of just hearing a bunch of talk. We're good with talk. We want to hear a lot of action, see a lot of action. So it gives me great honor to be here. I'm gonna come around here and I'm gonna use the park if y'all don't mind, you know. So with that said, I'm gonna turn back over the mic, but thank you all for being here. And remember, if you build people first, it's easy to build things. Thank you.
And now we're gonna have some remarks from Senator Van Hollen's office. Has a representative here, Ms. Johnston. If you'll come to the stage, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Oh, you guys can do better than that. Good afternoon, everyone. This is a grand opening of a park. This is great for our community, great for the city of Baltimore. My name is Michelle A. Johnson. I am from Senator Chris Van Hollen's office. I'm honored to be here with you today. What can I say that the people before me have not already said? But this is a wonderful day. It's a wonderful day in Baltimore. Thank you to NPRA. Thank you to Target, all of the people who have dedicated their time and their commitment to rebuilding this park. I look forward to coming back. I promised that I would be brief, so I look forward to coming back. Thank you again for having us. Thank you again for being here. Thank you again for your commitment. It does not go unnoticed or unappreciated. And thank you. Have a wonderful time.
Thank you. And now we want to hear from the council member of this district. If Councilman Bullock would come forward, please, and share a few words.
Good afternoon, everybody. So we're so blessed today on this Sunday afternoon to have such beautiful weather. The sun is out, and really it's an example of a new day shining here in Baltimore and West Baltimore specifically. You know, I really want to thank the mayor, council president. We are all products of recreation. The activity is so important to us. And also, you know, just thinking about our partners at the congressional level, the Senate, we thank you all, but also National Recreation and Parks. This is really an investment in our young people. And I stand here with my two young people, my two young sons, Thomas and George. And so the reality is that I'm raising a family in this community like many of you are, and I know what it means to get out that energy for these young people. And so this is a great opportunity from the splash pad to the monkey bars to all the things that really excite these young people. That's what it's really about. It's about the future of our community. And we can look around this neighborhood and see some of the challenges, but there's so many opportunities. And those opportunities really come to fruition when we work together. So there's local leadership within this community, the leadership within city government, federal government, but again, our nonprofit and for-profit partners. Thank you so much. And for those of you who are not familiar with this area, thank you for coming out today. Don't let this be the last time you're out here. It's my honor and privilege to represent this community, and also thinking about the work that former Councilwoman Ricky Spector has been doing. And it was a very interesting project, the Food Demo Project, and others that are training young people, providing opportunities, investing in young people. If we want to cut down all the crime and some of the challenges in our community, we have to invest. And so this is a great investment. I thank you all for being here. God bless you all.
All right, thank you, Councilman. And I just have a few words. Like I said, this is an exciting day. When you think of parks, and rec systems, there's three essential values that parks and recreation systems bring to communities. Number one, it's an economic impact. As we all know, it's a proven fact. You improve parks, you improve tax bases, you improve property value. This is an example of what's going to happen here. But another piece that continues to rise and increase in our communities, especially seen in urban communities, is the health and wellness. What are we doing to engage our young as well as our old? We cannot forget our senior population as well. And it says clearly, this is a CDC quote that says that if you as a community commit people to committing to 3 days a week to physical fitness, it increases the health and wellness of your community by 25%. That's not what Reggie Moore is saying. That's the research from CDC. So I encourage our community to be engaged, to use this park, not just youth, but also our seniors. And then the third piece is it's a social gathering. If you go back and look at Rec and Park history, the finding of parks back in the 1900s started in Baltimore, Massachusetts, and it's where they use parks as a gathering place. It's a social component that you can bring people from regardless of what side of town that you're on to come and be engaged in this park. So I say it and I share those things because that is what this park means to me. That is what this park should mean to our entire city. And it goes back to the vision of our agency, which is building a stronger Baltimore, one community at a time through health and wellness, social equity, and conservation. And that's what we're about. And that's why I'm so excited to be here. So again, I says when I get the mic, I can talk all day because I'm passionate about the work that we're doing here in Baltimore. But it's not about me continuing to hold the mic. I want to make sure that I recognize and bring forward the president and CEO of our National Recreation and Parks. So as she comes to the stage, I want to share with you all, for those who don't know, our National Parks and Recreation Association will be convening over the next 3 to 4 days. Professionals from all over the country is here in Baltimore as we continue to figure out ways that we can continue to improve our communities by engaging, by networking, and also seeing what others are doing. So without further ado, the President, CEO of National Recreation and Park, Ms. Stratton.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon. It is such an honor to be speaking in front of you today on behalf of the National Recreation and Park Association and all of our Parks Built community donors. And it is a particular honor to be with Reginald Moore and his team from the terrific Baltimore City Recreation and Parks group. Without their efforts, this would not happen. I also want to recognize and appreciate Mayor Young and the other elected officials and representatives for being here today, because your presence, your support for projects like this, your being here and standing by to make sure these stay strong means everything. So thank you. I also want to recognize the group of individuals which are our Parks Built community donors. Every year where we host a conference, we partner with the local host city and the Parks and Rec team to do a project renovation or a new project space like this. It's one of the things that moves our spirit, that gives us hope, that makes us feel so proud to work on behalf of Parks and Rec. And without our generous donors, many of who are here today, these projects would not happen. So I want to just take a moment to recognize our Parks Built community donors. If you could stand, please, and let's extend our appreciation. Thank you. Thank you so much. And lastly, I want to say, as has already been said, parks matter. Parks matter in all the ways that Director Moore described, in all the ways that were described previously. They matter tremendously. And parks like this just would not be a reality if it weren't for the vision, for the strength, and for the perseverance of those champions who make sure that they happen. And I want to acknowledge and recognize and invite to this stage the park champion behind Catherine Street ABC Park, Mr. Derwin Hanna.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Hey, Derwin.
Welcome to ABC Park. You know, there's a lot of things that that's been going through my mind. What should I talk about? They only gave me a few minutes, and if anybody know me, they probably need a hook to pull me off the stage. Because there's so much that goes on, you know, with this park. You know, I was sitting all week just thinking about, you know, how we started. You know, my wife, you know, my sister. My wife was like, you know, thank her for putting up with me. because this park became a 7-day-a-week mission to where, you know, her and my sister are like my bodyguards. We went through many challenges in this area. We've had confrontations. We've had people who didn't believe that this day would come. There were days that we felt like giving up because it wasn't worth it. But all in all, when one child comes up and thank you, that makes it all worthwhile. You know, I'm from South Carolina. You know, grew up, you know, in the parks. Although we played ball in the streets, the real structure and the guidance came through recreation and parks. They asked me earlier if I had any football pictures from when I was little. I'm like, are you serious? But the thing is, it's up as a community. That's one of the things I want to talk about. I want to thank everybody here for showing up, for being a part of this celebration. Because that's what it is. It's not only a celebration for us, it's a celebration for this community. Because it's much needed. Everybody knows, if you look at the news, there's a lot of stuff that's going on in our city these times. We live in a troubled times. And this has been our peace, our piece of heaven. To where you can come here and you can sit around, you can enjoy your family, because I believe in family. I believe in family. To where you can have your family come in, and when you see people in this neighborhood able to sit in the grass and have a picnic, then you're doing something good. You're doing something good. And it's like, I might be a little overwhelmed because I'm so grateful to have this moment to just thank, like people like, you got Michael McCrary over here, you got Kyle Richardson, you know, from the 2000 Ravens, and we're Brandon there in case you want to start some stuff about the Ravens. I got 2 of them standing over there. We have Mr. Tim Richardson from National Recreation Foundation, who generously stepped in. They paid one visit to the park, and they were on board right away. You know, there's a lot of local people, a lot of local businesses that stepped in and helped us along the way. Because everything that we've done in this park either came through private donations or out of pocket. If you've seen this park before, for those who've seen it before, you know, it was in bad shape. But look at it now. And a lot of people talk about the change that one person can do. If one person starts, then there'll definitely be other people coming aboard to help. And that's what we got to do as a city, as a people. We got to start, you know, loving each other. We got to start taking care of each other. You can't always depend on the city to take care of where you live. You got to invest yourself. You got to love where you live. You know, I raised my son there. My son's in college now. So he's doing good. So we can raise families here. We can do stuff here. But we've got to take ownership of our own community first. You know, I'm not going to talk too long, but I just want to enjoy the moment, enjoy the day. I want to thank Mr. Moore for continuing the vision. And in saying that, you know, I still also will remember Mr. Burkeem, Ernest Burkeem. You know, he was a director. He's no longer with us. Janet Caslow, who's no longer with us. These people were huge in starting this dream. Huge. So what we got to do as a people, as a city, as a community, is just continue to dream. And we can make it happen. Not only here, all across the city. So let's make it happen. Thank you.
All right, as we come into a close, I just want to acknowledge Denise Cardwell. If you'll stand, please. Denise, if you come out so we can see. Denise was our landscape architect that worked with the NRPA Park Bill, that worked with the vendors to make sure that everything was here. I used to probably drive her crazy. Alan Boardman's here, who's her chief, about are we going to execute and deliver this park on time? And as you can see, they did. So again, thank you. Thank all of our staff. As President Stratton stated earlier, thank our vendors for donating and stepping up in a big way for Baltimore. And it's amazing how dreams come true when everybody dreams together. So thank you for being here. And I believe there's some instructions about bubbles or something like that. Is that right? All right, are we ready? On counting down from 3, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Catherine Street, ABC Park. We are officially open.